Is EURUSD finally going to head down lower? Good morning, guys. It's Fabio, and welcome back to another daily market update. We're going to dive into euro, dollar, the major dollar pairs, and of course gold, and see where these pairs are heading next. Now, first of all, last night was massive because this morning when I woke up, I got a notification from Bloomberg that trade talks between China and the US will start this week in Switzerland, where Bessent will be meeting a, let's say, delegation from China to talk on trade. So this is bullish for the risk on pairs, guys. We've been seeing massive pushes, mainly from, for example, AUDCHF last night, where we saw a massive rally in towards the highs. Here you can see one big fat juicy candle here at around 12 o'clock. That is when the news came out, and you can see straight away the Australian dollar, but also, for example, the New Zealand dollar also pushing up very, very heavily. Now, for the rest of today, what am I looking for? Well, I'm looking for EURUSD short still. Here on the daily time frame, we've remained bearish with the daily fractal structure in bearish order flow until now. As you guys know, the buy for the sell here was in control, and now again the buy for the sell here was in control as well. You could refine it to the most single and most recent buy for the sell candle obviously as well. Now, I'm looking still for this to continue to push the market down lower. We're still inside of supply, but if we go into the lower time frame, being the 4 hour and even the 1 hour, you can very clearly see that the market has been consolidating since the beginning of the May, not really moving anywhere. What I'm looking for at the moment is just for some momentum to come into the markets. Still, this for me is just a ranging market, and there's not much to do with it. Overall, therefore, I'm just going into the higher time frame and following the higher time frame fractal structure, which to me is still bearish, and therefore, as long as the current fractal high here holds, we should, in my opinion, continue pushing down lower, and therefore I am still in short positions on EURUSD. My entry, or it is around my entry now, the current price, and I'll be holding this further in towards the downside for an overall deeper correction. So that's what I'm currently looking for on EURUSD. And this kind of corresponds with what I'm looking for from the dollar itself. The dollar index itself is still in daily bullish order flow. If we look at the fractal structure, again, the fractal structure, guys, very simply said, is the structure of the individual candlesticks. So we simply look at the sell before the buy here, and we can very clearly identify push up, retracement, push up, retracement, and I'm just simply looking for the next push up. Now, last night, again, we did see a push up here on the dollar at around 12 o'clock. Again, this had to do with talks, or with the news announcement that there were talks going on between China and the United States in relation to tariff negotiations, and that this progress is being made, and anything in relation to this progress is ultimately bullish for the dollar, bullish for the Australian dollar, and bullish for the New Zealand dollar. And as we can see, we did indeed see some bullish pressure, but then again, an overall sell-off in towards the downside. Now, this morning, I'm going to be doing some more reading, and I'm going to be dropping all of the updates inside Discord. So if you want to get more updates on what my perspective is of these trade negotiations, then make sure to join the Discord link in the description of the video. Now, overall, still looking for the daily area of demand to push the market up higher, and as long as the current fractal low holds, we should still push up higher. Okay, so looking for those for the longs. Lower time frame, not really telling me much at this point in time. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, also not that much, to be honest, to be seen. We did see kind of like let's say a shift in the market structure, where we had this overall bearish trend here, and then we got a push in towards the upside retracement, and now I'm just looking for another push in towards the highs. Now, for me, for the dollar, I would just prefer for us to kind of like break these highs over here, and once that were to break, then I'll be looking to really capitalize on some further dollar longs. But yeah, overall looking good still, as long as the daily fractal low holds, which is over here, the current FL. Now, moving onwards into AUDUSD. AUDUSD pushed up higher as well with our expectations. As you can very clearly see, I mentioned in yesterday's video that the areas of daily demand was still in control. We tap into that daily demand zone and we push up higher. Now, looking at the 4 hour time frame, you can as well see that my overall analysis was pretty much on point, where we had this imbalance over here, the overall 4 hour fractal low, 4 hour fractal high, and we continued pushing up higher. Now, once again, what is your demand zone? Your demand zone is the overall sell for the buy. You could also refine it to this single imbalance or sell over here, and as long as this over here holds, we should continue with the order flow pushing up higher. So for myself, AUDUSD longs still make sense. To the left, there's not really any clear area of supply, in my opinion, which is going to cause a full-blown reversal. Therefore, my overall target for AUDUSD is still the overall liquidity high, because when there's no clear area of supply, we always look for liquidity. So still looking for AUDUSD to push up higher. And I actually capitalized on NZDUSD long, but I'll share that in a second. But yeah, overall looking for longs still here on AU, as that to me makes sense, as the overall order flow is still bullish. Going into GBPUSD, I'm still looking for a deeper correction on this in towards the downside. GU is a little bit ugly, not going to lie, at this point in time, because the daily fractal structure is bullish, as you can see here. This is currently the current fractal low. This is currently the current fractal high. It was a little bit complicated in regards to price action, as we saw an overall push down, a retracement push down, and then boom, straight away a push up again. Therefore, these imbalances are kind of like your areas of demand. For GU, if you're interested in getting in shorts, personally, I am already in one short, but this is more like a swing position. But overall, I would say wait for the current fractal low to break again and then get in on that or over here. That for you will give you the most confirmation for a good potential setup. Overall, the price action here is a little bit ugly. I think this is called a head and shoulders kind of pattern, what we're seeing here. Overall, this or these imbalance candles here are pushing the market down lower. So I am looking for a short. I am already in a short, and I'm looking to swing this down lower. So yeah, I'm kind of like in over here with my stops well above the highs, targeting some new lows. So let's see if we can get some momentum on GBPUSD in towards the downside. Overall, I did mention in yesterday's live stream, though, that we have a one high, a second high, and it would also be nice to see a sweep of that second high and then get in on the overall change of character over here. That would also be a high probability setup. So if you want to get into shorts, I would preferably, let's say, suggest, and again, no financial advice, but to get into one of these two setups over here. So either you wait for the current fractal low to break, then you look at getting in on the retracement, or you wait for the second high over here to break, and then you wait for the change of character as well, and then you get into short positions, okay? So those are kind of like the two positions that I'm lining up here on GBPUSD. Going into NZDUSD, I took a short or a long, live on stream yesterday. You can watch it back. It's yesterday's live stream. As you can see, if we look at the daily time frame first of all, momentum extremely bullish in towards the upside. Here to the left, nothing really that could cause a full-blown reversal in towards the downside. Therefore, interested in longs. Then I go into the 4-hour time frame, and we had a very clear descending pattern in towards the downside. So we had this descending kind of like wedge formation. We break out with a lot of momentum, and with the perfect 4-hour order flow, guys, we can very clearly see sell for the buy, tap in, push out, sell for the buy, tap in, push out. So at that point in time, again, sell for the buy, big up. I'm looking for this overall order flow just to simply continue up higher. So then I look at the 15-minute time frame, and what I identify on the 15 is, again, just here a quick liquidity sweep, quick grab of liquidity. People are looking to short here on the supply zone. Therefore, I was just looking to capitalize on the overall momentum and buy this up higher. With the overall kind of like 1 hour breakout, because here you had the 1 hour fractal high, and I was just anticipating the fact that if we would break that, we would see a further push up, at least to this liquidity high over here, which is kind of like the beginning of this overall descending trend line. As you can see, we just failed to take out that high. Very sad to see, but overall, still the position that I shared went up to around 1.1 to 2.6 risk to reward. I know a lot of you took it, so congratulations if you did make that profit with me. Again, a lot of haters saying it's going to grab liquidity, go to our stop loss. But if you took it with me, big respect to you, because we made some good money. So that is NZDUSD. Overall, as long as the 4-hour fractal structure holds, it still makes sense to push up higher. Again, this is pretty much like your overall demand zone. Refine it. A little bit complicated to refine it, but overall what I'm looking at here is just this, pretty much just to push the market up higher. So still interested in further upside as long as the current fractal low holds here, and looking for it to take out this liquidity high over here. So looking for one more push up, and obviously the trade talks between China and the United States should push the NZD, so the New Zealand dollar, up higher. Last of all, we have, of course, USD Swiss, USD Yen, and Gold. USD Swiss still in longs, guys, waiting for this thing to finally bloody move. It's as slow as I haven't seen anything this slow in a long time. But you know, the bigger the accumulation, the bigger the explosion, guys. So let me hope, I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say it. I'm hoping for this either to sweep the liquidity and then boom, reverse, or just from here, just skyrocket up. Still in those longs and looking for this to push up higher. In Switzerland, inflation is dropping into negative territory. They're looking to, again, reduce the interest rates, and what they're seeing as well, the interest rates are going into negative territory, which should, again, depreciate the value of the Swiss franc, and the dollar, with the trade talks going on with China, should push USDCHF up higher a lot more. So still in those longs. On the lower time frame, no real need to analyze because it's just so choppy. Now, USDJPY also pushed up higher here last night on the anticipation of the trade deal. Now just waiting for the current fractal high here on the 4-hour time frame to break, retracement, and then we get into some more longs, guys. That's what I'm looking for on UJ. Overall here, the daily demand zone should push the market up higher. So looking for those longs. Once the current fractal low breaks, then it's kind of like a different story. But for now, it is looking good. And then last of all, gold, of course. Gold pushed up higher. Again, I was looking for some shorts after grabbing the liquidity here on the 1-hour time frame. It's a little bit more clear. So here on the 1-hour time frame, but we never got any bearish confirmation. So I was kind of mentioning, look for maybe like a double top, but you can see here push up, push down, push up, push down, push up, push down, push up. And now we finally see the push down. So maybe we could now look for some short positions on gold again to correct and take out all of these ascending lows over here. So looking for some short term for the downside here from gold. But there is some war tensions in Asia where India and Pakistan are currently fighting about the Kashmir region. So this is currently causing gold also to push up higher. But we're going to have to see how the world reacts to it and if there's de-escalation possibilities. Gold did push down lower again on the announcement of that trade deal last night, and any further developments or further announcements in regards to trade deals being made should push gold down lower, and yeah, would favor kind of like my analysis of taking out these ascending lows over here. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic trading day, and I'll speak to you very, very soon.